Hi everybody, this is Dano with ShadowTrader.net, and this is a video to take you through the installation of the ShadowTrader tape reader onto your thinkorswim platform and customization of the indicator with its many features. So after you have purchased the indicator, the first thing that you'll want to do is sign into your ShadowTrader account and then click on your name right here in the upper right hand corner. And that should display the tape reader block right here. Click here, and that takes you to this section where the code is available, and then also our instructional video up here at the top. So what you want to do is left click and highlight this entire code, every single bit of it. If you miss any of it, you'll get an error. So you want to highlight it all and then right click on it and hit copy. Or you can also hit Control-C on your keyboard. So the next thing we want to do is load the code onto the thinkorswim platform. And to do that, we go to thinkorswim and we go to our chart and we hit Studies and we hit Edit Studies, New. And then there is some code in this window that is a default code. You want to delete that, so you can highlight that and delete it. And then right click on your mouse and hit paste. And that will put the code into the window. And if you scroll through this window and you don't see any red highlights, that means that the code copied in good, and it should be good to go. If you see red highlights on any of the text, then you know that you need to go back and recopy it and put it in. So we want to name this study as well. So we need to go up to the upper window. We'll call this the ShadowTrader T Reader. And we'll hit OK. And you'll notice that the ShadowTrader T Reader shows up as a lower study in this window. And if we scroll down on the left-hand side, ShadowTrader T Reader. And so we hit Apply and OK. And there you see the ShadowTrader tape reader as a lower study on this chart. The chart above is running on a 5-minute time frame, and the ShadowTrader tape reader is also running at a 5-minute time frame. I'm going to show you a way where we can have the charts running on separate independent time frames, because what I like to do is have the ShadowTrader tape reader running at a faster speed so I can get a more detailed look at the accumulation and distribution of the ES contract or the shares that are being traded in a particular stock that I'm trading on that day. So that will be our next step. And to begin that process, we go back to Studies. And funny enough, we have to take the ShadowTrader tape reader off of the current chart that we have. So we hit that X, and then we hit Apply, and we hit OK again. I like to run my ShadowTrader tape reader on a 25-tick chart. And so in order to do that, I'm going to set up the tick chart independent of my 5-minute chart. The first thing we do is go to this rectangular box in the upper right-hand corner, click on that. There you see the upper left-hand corner box highlighted. Move down one box and click on the second box, and that'll put a second panel on your screen. Type in the same symbol on this chart that you have in the upper chart. And so I type in the ES, which is the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract. So I've got that running. And what will happen in this case is your default chart will come up, but that really is not an issue for us. The second thing that we want to do is load the ShadowTrader tape reader onto this bottom chart. So we go to Studies, same process, hit Edit Studies. For the ShadowTrader T reader, which is right there, and we hit Add Selected, and we hit Apply, and OK. And there you see on the bottom, our ShadowTrader tape reader has shown up. Go back to Style, go to the top, and you'll see Aggregation Type, and it says Time. And we want to click on Tick. And that'll put this bottom chart into the tick mode. So price changes when a certain number of ticks have traded instead of it being on a specific period of time. The second step that we want to take is to go to chart settings, which is this wheel at the top. And when you put your cursor over it, it says chart settings. So you click on that and you go to this item, which says layout. And to the right, you'll see that show price subparagraph is checked. We want to uncheck that box. And then we're going to hit Apply. And we're going to hit OK. The final step in this portion of the setup is to click on Style one more time. Go to Intraday. Go to Today and click on Custom. I run the ES tape reader on a 25 tick chart. You may have a different level that you prefer using. That's great. If it works for you, use it, please. I'm just showing you how I have it set up. And so I hit OK. This shows the tape reader on a 25 tick chart, and we have this running and it's 10:17 Eastern time, and you can see the accumulation and distribution of the ES contract today, and as it's developing on the right hand side, you see the yellow line is the lowest point or the lowest reading that has occurred today, and that's around negative 4,148 today, and the pink bubble on the right hand side is the current accumulation or distribution of ES contracts today, and the upper bubble will show you the highest number of accumulated contracts or shares traded on the day, and for the ES today so far it's 11,178. So the next thing we want to do is go through all of the different features that are available where you can add different things to the study to help you read it. And so the way to do that is go back to Studies, go to Edit Studies, and go to the wheel. And you're going to see all of the different features that you can add to the program. The first is we have to have the open time and the close time put into the settings. And I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so I use 9:30 to 16:15, which is 4:15 p.m. The first feature that I want to show you is called the interval line. And this gives you the ability to plot a vertical line on the tape reader chart every time a certain period of time passes. I have it defaulted at 5 minutes because I happen to use a 5-minute chart when I'm trading the ES. If you use a 15-minute chart, then you'd want to move it up to 15. And you can do that by highlighting it and typing in 15. But I'm going to stick with the 5-minute chart for the purpose of the demonstration here. The second thing that you'll want to do for the interval line is to pull down the window next to interval line. Click on that and select yes. And then you can hit OK and then apply. And then hit OK again. So now what you see is a vertical line It's yellow as a default color, and that marks every 5-minute line on the tape reader chart. So when I'm looking at today's price action on my chart above, I can see exactly what kind of accumulation or distribution took place during that 5-minute time frame. The next feature that I want to show you would tell you exactly what the accumulation and distribution is within this time frame period that you've specified. So you go back to studies and you hit edit studies and ShadowTrader tape reader. And now we're going to add the interval bubbles feature. Hit OK, then apply, and then OK again. And what this does is tell you the net accumulation or distribution within that time frame. So you can see here from 10:05 to 10:10, there was a total net accumulation of 2,608 contracts. And finally, with regard to the way that you can utilize the timelines on the tape reader chart, we go back to studies and edit studies, back to the wheel. And now there's another feature that will post a bubble alerting you to divergence between price and accumulation or distribution of the contracts or shares that you are trading. So the first thing you need to do is specify the level of divergence that you'd like to be alerted to. Usually you want to keep this on the medium to high side as far as the level of divergence. For the ES, I have a 1200 contract divergence level, and then we just simply select yes on the divergence bubbles. Then we hit OK, and then apply. And then we have to hit OK one more time. And what this will do is show you points along the way where price has diverged from the accumulation or distribution of the contract or shares that you're trading. If the bubble is marked red, that was a negative divergence. And if the bubbles are green, that was a positive divergence. So here we have the net number of contracts negative, while during that same time frame on this price bar, 10:10 to 10:15, price actually closed higher. Okay, so one additional feature that I want to show you on this particular setup using the timelines on the tape reader is what we call the chop indicator. So you can see on my chart, there are white lines that are labeled with chop at the bottom. These white lines are occurring on the same interval time frame that we had just set up. So in my case, every 5 minutes, the yellow lines are showing up. But when the market slows down and starts to get choppy, you can set the tape reader up to overwrite the yellow lines with a white line and this label of chop. And again, you want to set this up so this takes place when the market slows down. So this would be a low number of ticks occurring in between a 5-minute period. And the way to set that up is to go to studies and edit studies, and then the wheel. And then scroll down just a little bit, and what you'll see is ticks chop. The ES, I have this set all the way down at 900, so that when only 900 ticks are occurring during a 5-minute period, that white line with the chop label is going to show up on my chart and tell me that trading is slowing down. So that's the only thing that you have to do. So we go ahead and we hit OK, apply, and then OK again, and the ticks feature is then functioning. So that covers how to set up the ShadowTrader tape reader with the time interval element and its features. There is one other way to set up the tape reader. We go back to Studies, we go back to Edit Studies, ShadowTrader tape reader, hit the sprocket again. And for the purpose of this video, we'll disassemble what we just did. So we'll take out the interval lines, we'll put that on no. Interval bubble, we'll put that at no. And we'll put the divergence bubbles at no. And then we will scroll to the top, and we will simply put on reverse bubbles. And we'll click that on yes. And you can see that there is a reversal amount, and that is, I have that set at 1,000 for the E-mini S&P 500 contract. Why don't we move that up to 1,500 for now, just for demonstration. And we'll hit OK and apply. So all of the things that, and then you hit OK. So all of the things that we just put on have been taken off. And now we have a bubble that appears every time the net number of contracts exceeds 1,500 to either the positive or negative side. So I think if you watch this particular way of setting it up and just letting it run, it's pretty easy to pick up on what's taking place. So this is how the ShadowTrader tape reader is set up, and we certainly invite you to watch the videos that we're creating on how to use this to improve your trading on the thinkorswim platform, and also the webinars that we'll be hosting. And until then, good trading.